Hello, friends. Myself Ajay Raj Singh, and as usual, I will be discussing the previous year's questions of GS. So, the next question that I'm going to discuss is why did human development fail to keep pace with economic development in India? Matlab, despite economic development, the human development could not catch up with it. So, at the outset, I would explain you what is human development and how it is different from human resource development. People tend to confuse between human development and human resource development. Human development has much bigger ambit. It is a broader concept, human development. Human resource development is a part of it. Human resource development simply means human resource development simply means enhancing the productivity of any person by imparting specific skills to him. मतलब कोई पर्टिकुलर स्किल इम्पार्ट कर दी दैट हाउ टू रन मेक वेबसाइट और हाउ टू मेक एनी हाउ टू कंडक्ट एनी एक्टिविटी efficiently. Human resource development means enhancing the productivity of person by imparting specific skills to him. For example, these skills can be of different types. There is a hierarchy of human resource development. At the top, the human resource is the most important resource. Basically, all the developments that take place are the result of human resource development. Now, human resource, if you see at the top, those people who are involved in research and development, they are responsible for innovations and inventions. That is the highest category of human resource development. Who those people who are involved in R&D, they innovate and invent. These, for example, now as of now, in the India is involved in research and development of quantum technology, quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum superposition. India is trying to develop, and people are involved in research and development. These people innovate. जिनको नोबेल प्राइज मिलता है कई लोगों को फिजिक्स में केमिस्ट्री में दे आर इन्वॉल्व इन रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट नाउ दे वंस इनोवेशन हैज बीन मेड दिस इज यूजुअली डन बाय साइंटिस्ट्स दे आर नोन एज साइंटिस्ट्स down the hierarchy comes engineers. These people have the task, whatever new innovation has been made. Suppose quantum computer of 1000 qubits is developed and quantum communication over hundreds of kilometers is established. Now the task comes down to engineers, how this innovation has been made that can be gainfully employed in various economic activities. लाइक कैसे हम क्वांटम कंप्यूटर से सिक्योर कम्युनिकेशन करेंगे, कैसे न्यू ड्रग डिस्कवरी करेंगे, कैसे डिजीज को आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, कैसे डिफेंस में इसका यूज करेंगे. सो इंजीनियर्स, the task of engineers that come below R&D, although it is equally important, how this new innovation can be applied to diverse field of life, diverse fields of life. They invent instruments by way of which this innovation can be applied to diverse fields of life. That is a second tier of human resource development. And the third tier is technician. Technicians, they operate the various instruments developed by engineers so that various its application is made. They develop the instruments by way of which this innovation can be applied to diverse fields of life, and these technicians operate those instruments so that that application is made possible. That is the third tier of human resource development. Now this overall human resource development, what it happens when it takes place, new innovations takes place and their they are applied to different fields of life, and they are these instruments are operated by technicians. This leads to rapid economic development. This expedites economic development, and the economic development is a process not the end in itself. Economic developments, the end effort of economic development is human development. The objective is human development. Human resource development expedites economic development, whose ultimate objective is human development. So human resource development is ways and means by which economic development can be expedited, which ultimately leads to human development. What is human development? Human development is ultimate well-being of the people. Human development relates to increasing the choices and opportunities available to a person. Human development takes place when a person has choice to lead a long, healthy life. He has choice as well as opportunity to lead a long, healthy life, to be well educated, to have good, decent standard of living, to have political freedom, to have religious freedom, to have human rights, to have opportunity to live with dignity in society. Human development is related to ultimate well-being of the people. This is the end. Now, economic development in India failed to impart human development. Human development failed to keep pace with economic development. Why? It is a natural process. See what happens. Human well-being is human well-being का objective क्या है? So that people may live more fulfilling, more wholesome life. They are able to live more meaningful life. Human development end है, मतलब complete well-being of the people. So a person is able to live wholesome life. Human development is about improving people's well-being by ensuring that they have resources and opportunity to live with dignity and pursue their goals. मतलब you have the freedom. जैसे नॉर्वे, स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज हैं, वहां पर कौन सा रिसोर्स है? नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, फिनलैंड, आइसलैंड, they are ranked at the top in human development index. Although they have physical resources are limited, it is human resource that is developed. नॉर्वे में क्या है? हाइड्रोइलेक्ट्रिसिटी का हवा. नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, दे आर एक्सट्रीम. नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, फिनलैंड, आइसलैंड, डेनमार्क, सॉइल पुअर है, मिनरल्स ऑलमोस्ट नील हैं, मिनरल रिसोर्सेज. इट इज द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट दैट इज डेवलप्ड. वैसे नीदरलैंड्स में क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. हाफ ऑफ द नीदरलैंड इज बिलो सी लेवल, लेकिन लिथोग्राफी मशीन केवल नीदरलैंड्स ही बनाता है. दैट carve out the circuits on the small integrated circuits in a small semiconductor chips. उनके पास ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट है, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट. They are investing in research and development. Engineers and other countries are taking those lithography machine and basically using these machines, and they are technicians. हमारे engineers क्या हैं? Basically programming करते हैं, और क्या आता है इनको? They never research and innovate. They are simply technicians. They are not even engineers. So basically human development, economic development directly does not lead to human development. Basically, the benefit of economic development is initially reaped by certain sections and certain people, certain sectors who are involved in this process. They reap the those sectors and those section of people who are involved in this process. They will reap the benefit of economic development, and gradually the benefit of economic development will have spillover effect in adjoining industries, and ultimately by way of trickle down effect, the benefit of economic development will reach to the grassroots level. So it's not direct. Economic development may not lead to human development on its own. It requires active government intervention, because there are certain marginalized section of society who are not in a position to reap the benefit of this economic development. That is lack of inclusive growth. Economic development is a means and human development is end. And basically for economic development does not necessarily lead to human development. There's a lag. Some segments, some section of people and some sectors will directly reap the benefit, and they will undergo economic development, and they may have and this economic development may translate into their human development. But not every section of society nor every sector of economy may reap the benefit. This requires government intervention, because economic growth does not translate into equitable distribution of resources. इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ से यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रिसोर्स नहीं होता है. Basically, some sections and some sectors will benefit more, and gradually, the by way of spillover effect, some associated sectors and section of people will benefit, and ultimately, after a time gap, the benefits will trickle down to the grassroots level. Now, here it's very important to know that human development, government intervention. Now, if you see how government intervenes so that the social disparity and regional disparity can be minimized by way of social sector spending. Government resorts to spending on health, education, but in India, it has been seen since independence, the allocation made for social sector, that is health and education, has been less than 3% of GDP, which is far below developed countries. Considering the large size of population and rapid population growth, the 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 outlay to this social sector is minuscule. As a result, large section of society remain deprived of the benefits of economic development, that inclusive growth does not take place. Moreover, in India, there is a lack of digital and physical infrastructure. For example, a UN report states, with the advent of information communication technology, lower run and lower middle run countries have benefited more in human development, because in developed countries the infrastructure was developed throughout the country, but in developing countries like India, Delhi is having all the Delhi aims, you see, it's overcrowded, it's having the best medical facilities, Mumbai is having the best medical facilities, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, certain big metro cities, but tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities are lacking completely in all these facilities. So information, by way of information communication technology, telemedicine, by way of telemedicine, the same facility which is being enjoyed in AIMS Delhi, that can be enjoyed in Nagaland. By distant education, you can get the quality education that is being imparted in IITs, IIT Delhi, or higher education institutes. Higher education institutes, the same quality can be imparted to distant people who are not having the same quality of infrastructure, teachers. But because of lack of digital infrastructure, it gets hampered. जब वहां पर SSC नहीं है, मान लो I am delivering a lecture, but if you don't have a digital infrastructure, you can't avail it. So it is said, rapid growth of population, high population base, and rapid growth of population has put strain on the resources. So it is difficult to provide basic amenities and improve human development index. इंडिया में क्या होता है कि बेसिकली ऐसे सेगमेंट्स, अभी ऑप्टिकल फाइबर्स हर जगह नहीं बिछे हैं, सैटेलाइट फोन एलन मस्क का भी आया नहीं है, so every area is not having, like Ladakh region in India itself, in central part, in certain areas you don't have connectivity of phone, वहाँ सिग्नल ही नहीं आते हैं. So the lack of digital and physical infrastructure is hampering the expansion of benefits of information communication technology that can be imparted to distant areas. आए जरूरत क्या है हर जगह क्वालिटी टीचर की. अगर एक क्वालिटी टीचर है, मान लो इट इज ही इज इन IIT दिल्ली, ही इज वेल वर्स्ड इन रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट इन एनी फील्ड, और ही इज अभी IIT दिल्ली और DRDO ने मिलकर 1.2 किलोमीटर का बेसिकली क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन एस्टेब्लिश किया है. सेम क्वालिटी टीचर्स, इफ बाय वे ऑफ डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, दे कैन impart education to all the engineering colleges, but it is not being done, either lack of government will, political will, or because of lack of digital infrastructure. This should be done. Basically, engineering colleges have cropped up like anything, but the same traditional books are being taught which are of no use in the present scenario. Ideally, government should assess the resources, the technology that will be needed 10 years later. After artificial intelligence, basic programming, it can be done automatically. Therefore, engineers are losing their job. They must be made at least engineers, so that our technicians, they are able to use the new artificial intelligence, how to make use of artificial intelligence for economic development. Then only that they can retain the jobs. इंडिया में हुआ क्या, सोशल सेक्टर स्पेंडिंग कम थी, तो बेसिकली दिस बेनिफिट ट्रिकल डाउन वेरी स्लोली. Even certain peoples were not aware of government schemes, they could not reap the benefit, though so the literacy rate remained low. Because of poverty, people dropped out from schools. Government started certain schemes so that they can be retained in school. There's gradual growth, but one thing is sure, human development, there's a lag between economic development and human development, but this lag has been phenomenal in India's case. Although after 2001, Indian economy has witnessed a growth rate of 7 to 8%, but the same has not translated into human development because of low social sector spending, lack of digital infrastructure, lack of physical infrastructure, high population, rapid population growth, and most of the growth has been concentrated in large metro city like Delhi NCR, Greater Mumbai region, Chennai Bangalore region. Other regions have, basically government need to develop infrastructure in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Why? Because they directly connect rural economy to metro economies. Now, despite IT revolution, the agriculture sector lagged behind, manufacture sector lagged behind, because there was lack of integrated approach, lack of various sectors were not finally integrated, and government could not have holistic approach to develop the entire economy so that every section of society may reap the benefit of economic development and his human development is ensured. ये कोई एक एक वजह से नहीं है, ऐसा यूजुअली हर जगह होता है. व्हेन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट टेक्स प्लेस, आफ्टर सम टाइम some sections reap benefit quickly, others slowly, and gradually human development takes place. It is also being observed in India after the introduction of information communication technology. Digital infrastructure has expanded and large many of people, देखो यूट्यूब पे लोग वीडियो डाल के बेसिकली लाखों व्यूज ले रहे हैं और पैसे कमा रहे हैं. Yes, it has translated, but still it has lagged behind because we lack digital and physical infrastructure on which government is desperately bent upon. In next 5 to 10 years, you will see significant improvement in human development. India is at the crossroad, on the threshold of human development, and the basic amenities will be made available. Telemedicine will ensure कि मोहल्ला क्लिनिक की ज़रूरत ना पड़े. Basically, the best practices are made available to every nook and corner of the country. So that was the lecture. We'll continue in the next.